G'day mate, I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Kevin.
Welcome to Hidden Acres Homestead.
Today we're going to be checking out our swarm we caught a couple of weeks ago. See if they're got eggs and stuff like that. And then we're going to just go through the other hives and just do a quick checkup. We've got some frames there that you would have seen if you watched the last video on the swarm capture that we've got to put some foundation on. We'll pull them out and go do that and put them back in as well. All right, let's go.
Let's get into it.
We'll get a bit of a close-up. This swarm is in this first box here, and you can see the bees going in and out doing their thing. All right, give them a bit of smoke. We'll check these guys out and see what's happening. Okay, right, if you look down in here you can see what they've done already. So let's get a few frames out of the way. These are these ones that we've got to put foundation on later. So nothing on that frame or the two previous, but when you get to the next one, they've started drawing comb out in this corner here, and unfortunately they've made their own layer here. I'm going to let them keep it because it does have nectar in it, so they are starting to work. And then these frames here, we didn't put any foundation on. This is what they have made all by themselves. And you can see the nectar in that, and we have eggs and some capped brood. So you can see the nectar they're making up the top. This is the capped brood. Down here you can see the larvae in there. I don't know whether you can see that, Jasmine. See the larvae, and you can probably see eggs more towards the bottom. Okay. Just looking for anything out of the ordinary, sunken cells and that sort of thing. Just an indicator that there may be some disease in this lot, but so far it looks all right. So they're not quite building it exactly where we wanted it, but we can tidy that up later. Okay, so that hive, although they're not doing it exactly where we wanted them to build it, they are building up, and there's eggs and stuff like that, and I can't see anything really out of the ordinary. We'll wait for them to get a bit further along, and then we can do some some more in-depth checks and see how they're travelling. All right, move on to.
Overall, you're really happy?
Overall, they're doing pretty good. Considering they turned up without any stores or anything like that, now they've got some nectar that they're saving up there. Once they start feeding baby bees, they'll rip through that pretty quick though. All right, so let's have a look at this next hive.
Tell us what you're looking for in this hive.
So this one we are just looking at hive beetle numbers and just generally what's going on in here. I think last time we said these ones were starting to draw comb, which it looks like. There is some hive beetle activity here. We want to get them under control before spring. We don't want to lose any more hives. There's another one. Okay, so you'll remember on the last video that swarm, we did a check on them and obviously upset them. They all swarmed again, but they come back and landed on the front of the hive. We were able to find the queen and make sure that she went back in the hive, but it looks like they've stuck around, which is really good. Righto. So you can see the beetles in the chucks cloth there. It's catching quite a few, but there is still quite a lot of beetle we can see running around. But you can see these ones there, they're actually got their legs trapped. They're not able to move around as freely. Alright, let's have a look at this one and see how they're doing. The bees really glue these in really well. So they're getting a bit cranky. So you usually start with an outside frame, just because that's less likely to have brood on it, which means you're less likely to have the queen out there. I have glued this one in really good. Righto. Now here, it looks like there's just a bit of nectar on one side, the other side looks pretty empty. So we are just going to sit that down here. So taking that first frame away gives us room to work. So you can see on this one, quite heavy. The top half is all honey, the bottom half is brood, and once again we're just looking for any sunken cells or cells they've been chewing into to give us an idea of, you know, if there's any disease happening, and I can't see any of that on this frame. All looks relatively well, so we'll slip that one back in. And we'll have a look at a couple more. So when you're going through your hive, you don't have to look for the queen. You just want evidence that she's been there. So eggs, brood, all that sort of thing. So I can see here that we've got little tiny baby larvae. So that tells me that this hive has a laying queen and everything seems to be going well. But you can see her pattern there. So you can see the pattern there, she's laid just about every cell. So the second thing that we're looking for is, because we're in our winter and we're coming out to our spring, is we are looking to see whether she is laying drone cells, and we are also looking for the presence of drones.
How do you know it's a drone cell?
Okay, a drone cell is larger than a worker cell. If we find some here later on, I'll point them out. But drones are the male bees. So what we're looking for is, if she's making drone cells, that means they're getting ready to swarm. You can actually see a queen cell right here. And it has stuff in it by the looks of it. So that's a bit weird.
Can you put it back in the sun for a sec? Where did it go?
Down there at the hole. Okay, so as of yet I haven't spotted a drone. There's a queen cell. Now that may very well just be a supersedure cell. They may be looking at replacing their queen. So generally your swarm cells are at the bottom and you have multiples of them. If that's the one and only cell, I'd say that's just a supersedure cell where they're looking at replacing their queen with her daughter and not actually looking to swarm yet. So once again, I can't see any drones. There's eggs in every cell just about. So that one's looking good. We'll close them up, put their super back on, and hopefully this year this hive will give us a yield of honey. And for those viewers that are local to us, you might be able to get some. What our aim is at the moment is we're not so much into it for the honey. We are into it to grow our hives. Honey's kind of like a byproduct for us at the moment. We take it off when we have to, but we are aiming to grow our hives, the numbers of hives, with the hope of one day it's a bit of extra income, you know, from the farm. Hopefully in the future, as we get older, the hives will help support us. At the moment, they just cost. Moving on to the third hive of the day. These girls will settle down shortly. They stay stirred up for a little bit, but that won't be too bad. So this one here doesn't have a super on it. It would have been more than likely one of our splits from last year. So immediately you can see the numbers of bees. Not quite as large as the last hive. So you can see they've still got room to grow. They're drawing that one out. Bees have a natural ability to be able to find their way around and know which hive is theirs. They'll use like markers and stuff like that. Like I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's amazing how I can have all these hives in a line and they're all white, yet the bees find the correct one that is their home.
Probably got something to do with pheromones, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Okay, so that one once again looks pretty good. A few little hive beetles crawling around that I've seen, but we're going to get some new Apthor traps. If you haven't watched the video on our traps, watch that one, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, we've done a video recently comparing different trapping methods and stuff. So, oh, look at this spider. He's a different one. He's all white. It's a completely white one. You'll see here, compared to the other bees, this bee is a lot bigger, has bigger eyes, and actually has no stinger. That's a drone. Okay, you can see him here. That's a drone. Okay, so this hive here actually has what looks to be just a single queen cell as well. Okay, so when you look at all these other cells, you can see that they're all uniform size and they're relatively flat. When it comes to a drone, they're actually rounder. So you'll see these cells down here are drone cells. This one's actually capped, it'll have a drone in it. And then you can see one up here that is raised as well. That will actually be a drone as well. Okay. So I'm just going to go through the rest of this hive and just double check that there's no more queen cells. If it's just the one, we'll leave them be. But if there's multiples, we may have to look at doing splits. But this hive here has a lot of drones, and you can see even more drone cells here now. There's one there, one there, one there. So this is all pollen in here. So far it's still only the one queen cell. We've only got 4 frames to go. They're less likely to be on the outside. Okay, we'll leave that at that with that one. That it looks like there is only the one queen cell. So I'm just going to leave that be. It may very well be a supersedure cell, just replacing their queen. She may be a bit old and starting to fail, but by the looks of it, she's still doing a relatively reasonably good job, but the bees know best. Oh, I've still got one more frame to go in. So we run 10 frame deep boxes. That just keeps all of our stuff uniform. So basically, if I needed to take a frame of eggs away from this hive because I needed to make a queen for another hive, I can basically pick it from any box that I like. I don't have to worry about, you know, is it a deep box, is it a medium or anything like that. So we put our hive straps on. That just stops, if we get a storm or something like that, having the hive blow over. But we haven't had a problem too much so far, but the only drama we've had is the cows have come in and rubbed on one of them and actually turned it a little bit. So this little hive here, he's only a nuke, so he's relatively small. It's 4 frames, of which we may put up into a 10 frame if they are doing well.
And why would you use a nuke in the first place?
Nukes are often used when doing splits, just to start to get the bees built up. This one's been in a nuke obviously way too long, but we will endeavour to help them build up. Bit of moisture issues in this one as well, a bit of mould happening, which may very well be what's hindering them, but you can see that they got plenty of food. So we'll probably look at putting these up into a bigger box and just helping feed them with a bit of sugar water, which will encourage them to grow.
Thanks for checking out our video today, everyone.
Yep, hope all that was helpful, and yeah, keep watching for more progress.
That's it. And click the subscribe button, help our channel grow. We'd love to hit 100 subscribers. See you later.
Bye.
Through the fields of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107 days, but recalling it backwards. Our dreams holding us closer. Ooh, we can see so clear. Ooh, we can see so clear. Blue and you are shades of grey, living day to day. Even when we're free, it's true. The difference is the same. The colors always change, but the song is the same now. In June, lifting us high.